Hi everyone. So today's session is about letting go perfection. Oftentimes, people tell me, or you might hear this: I can't meditate. Meditation is really difficult, and sometimes underlying that need or that difficulty is our expectations for perfection, our expectations to have that perfect experience, or for the experience to be in a particular way. Like maybe we expect when we meditate we'll be really calm, but there will be days, there will be times where we don't feel calm at all. And for most part of the meditation, you might not even feel calm because there are a lot of thoughts coming into the mind, or maybe we're feeling a backache, for example. And so, one of the things we really tell people to do when we look at meditation, mindfulness meditation, secular mindfulness meditation, is it is unrealistic to expect 100% calm experience, because we have no 100% control over the mind and the body. We think we do, but the reality is we don't. For example, you could be sitting quite calmly and you're not thinking about anything in particular, but next thing you know, the mind may just bring up a thought, like a thought about, oh, what shall I eat next? Or what am I going to do next? So these things may still surface even if you didn't expect it to. Or suddenly we might start to feel a sensation in the body or pain. And so, really, I would like to invite you to consider that it is very unrealistic to expect a perfect experience in meditation. And so, that's why today's session is about letting go that need for perfection, letting go the need for things to be in a particular way. Our experiences, after all, are transient. We can't expect ourselves to be calm all the time. And so now, when you notice whenever your mind wanders, just very gently acknowledging that and just bringing the mind back to an anchor point or a contact point, maybe like feeling the feet on the floor or feeling your hands. The most common is to connect with the breath. But if you're finding that connecting with the breath is not very helpful for you, because sometimes we are breathing in a shallow way and we may be making ourselves feel more anxious, it can happen. And so it is okay, you don't have to use the breath, you can also use contact points, and then returning to the breath and see how that goes. So you can just play around with different contact points. So every Wednesday when we meet, I would really invite you to, sit comfortably, or you may sit on the floor too if you wish, sitting on your mats. And there's also an option of lying down too. But of course, sometimes when we lie down, it's very easy to fall asleep. Yeah. So anyway, so let's start. And closing your eyes if you wish, or just keeping them open, or just softening the gaze. And just getting into a posture that works for you. And feet can be on the ground or the floor, um, or you can be sitting cross-legged. Your hands can be placed on the lap or on the table, or on your knees, or you may clasp your fingers. And the invitation is always to sit as upright as you can, because it allows you to stay alert, awake, mindful, and just feeling the head, the balance of the head, feeling the body, just exploring the body. Acknowledging that the body is here. Sometimes when we are so caught up in the mind, thinking, we forget that we actually have a body. Noticing the arms, feeling the legs. As best as you can, just keeping the chest wide open, lowering the shoulders, feeling the contact of your bum on the seat or mat. The mind may be wandering, but just very gently bringing it back to feeling the body. The mind habitually churns away in the background, thinking, which is very normal, very natural. All we have to do is to just shift our attention to the body so that we give the mind a rest. Feeling the body like a vessel. A vessel that holds your organs together, that holds your hands, your legs, and on top is the head. And if you're breathing, just very gently noticing the practice of breathing, the act of breathing, becoming aware of how you're breathing. Becoming aware of the person who is breathing, who is taking in air and exhaling. Becoming aware of this vessel that is taking in oxygen, pausing and exhaling. Noticing moment by moment, the experience is different. One time we are inhaling, the next moment we are waiting, and then the next moment we're exhaling. Or one moment a thought is coming, and noticing what happens, analyzing or maybe letting go of the thought. Tuning into the experience moment by moment, noticing what's happening. And if nothing is happening in particular, then just noticing nothing is happening. Noticing moments by moments how we are taking the breath in, how we're expelling the breath. Noticing any changes in sensations in the body. And each time the mind wanders, judging, analyzing, comparing, Just very gently allowing the mind to just rest in awareness of the body. Whether it's a contact point or a sensation in the body, like movements of breathing. Or you may be noticing that desire to do something, to open the eyes, to check your messages, or maybe to reach out to drink some water. And then just noticing that desire, noticing if it's a thought or a feeling, noticing what sensations around that thought or feeling of wanting to do something. Like, is your hand twitching? The mind going on an overdrive, wanting to do something. Just allowing the moment to just pause and observe the reactions or desired reactions. And as best as you can, just letting go the need to act on those desires. Instead, choosing to just observe and to return the attention to the body or the breath. Now, if you're feeling the need of wanting to move or shift your posture, so unless you have pins and needles, or if there's a terrible pain, just noticing and observing and allowing yourself to just sit without needing to move as best as you can. But if you need to move, then just shifting your posture slowly. If you're noticing any judging thoughts that may be popping up in the mind, just noticing what those thoughts are. What is that script? And as best as you can, not needing to add more to the script, not to cancel out or dilute what you are thinking. Merely just observing the thought as it is. And if some thoughts are becoming overwhelming, like judging thoughts, thoughts about I can't do this meditation, I can't sit still, judging yourself, judging the experience. So just letting go the need for perfection, bringing the mind back to the breath or body. It's okay not to have a smooth practice, simply because we have no 100% control over the mind. So letting go of unrealistic expectations, bringing the mind back to the breath or body. Or if the mind is wondering, oh, I wish I'm not here, regrets about coming for this practice? Thinking you want to do something else? What a waste of time. Just acknowledging those thoughts. Just gently bringing the mind back to the body. You are already here, and this is the present moment. There's nowhere else to go except to be here. Just recognizing that thoughts are just thoughts, ideas, suggestions. If the mind seems to be rushing for something, feeling rushed, wanting to rush an email out, a paper out, or a fax, or an activity to be done. Just noticing that desire to want to rush. Just noticing how that's felt in the body when that thought comes up. Maybe the heart's beating faster. And then just gently breathing along with those sensations, bringing the mind back to the body, staying with the vessel. If you're finding your mind wandering a lot, just very gently bring the mind back to another anchor point, maybe the feet on the floor or hands, maybe noticing temperature, a gentle breeze on your face. Exploring different anchor points to just gather the attention. Now just still staying with the practice, with the body or with your anchor points. I'm going to read you a poem for today. Today Means Amen by Sierra deMulder. You are drawing a map of forgiveness, where you live, where you already are. You just don't know it yet. Perfect isn't where we're from, and we wouldn't like it there anyway. Whoever you are, however you got here, this is exactly where you are supposed to be. This moment has waited its whole life for you. You made it, you made it, you made it here.